Hello YouTube, Beanie from the bedroom here, your guitar junkie. With this, I'm going to do this quick little solo just to show you how easy it is to get down to these frets. What are they called? Yeah, so I just want to check the tuning. That's okay. Because I just thought it was off a little bit. I just took this out of the box, just got this today. I've been waiting all day for it. And what I had to do was, yeah. I had to do some quick little things to it. Come on now. There we go. So, yeah, waiting all day for it, and then I had to do a couple of things, just two things, a couple of things. I was right. Let me get rid of this. Bam. So, what we have here is the PRS Mark Tremonti SE. So, you see the name on the headstock. PRS tune is on the back. I'm almost certain that it's a rosewood fingerboard, but it looks ebony to me. It's the darkest, blackest looking rosewood I've ever seen. It almost looks like a lot of my agile guitars that have ebony fingerboards, but I'm certain that it's rosewood, that it's sold as a rosewood. Graphtec nut, so 22 nickel polished frets. You've got the Mark Tremonti signature pickups in here. Again, I just had to lower the bridge because they're super hot pickups, super bright, and I just wanted to balance out the volume, the tone. Pori Smith tremolo, that's a floater. And go up and down with it. Polished nickel saddles here that are nice and smooth because I rest my hand there, you know, as I'm playing, and no sharp edges on there. It's routed, so it goes up and down, which is great. Volume and tone for the neck, volume and tone for the bridge. No coil splitting, tapping going on here. It's got a set screw in here, so you could tighten the arm so it's not swinging all over like a helicopter blade, which is how I like it. This particular one has a quilted maple veneer on, from what I recall, a maple cap on a mahogany body. So you can see how thick the maple cap is right there. 3-way Tago, and the other thing I had to do to it was I just loosened it up and set it on that sweep kind of thing. On the back, you've got a one-piece mahogany body, set neck. I already had the covers off on here. The covers are shielded and the cavities are shielded as well. Hand soldered 500K volume and tone pots back here. Sweet. The tremolo, believe it or not, has 4 springs on it. If you could see, 4 springs are hooked on that. The 5th one is in the case with the tools, and believe it or not, they have, it's like the same kind of tool that you use on a Gibson. I guess I never took one of these off before on a Paul Reed Smith, but it's not an Allen key. It's got that wrench kind of setup. So you have on here, it's a 2-piece maple neck set into a solid mahogany body. And right around here and here, well, it's more than that, but those are the biggest spots that you could see. You can kind of see bird's eye maple, within that. So full headstock, 2-piece maple neck set into the mahogany body. You can see the wood grain around. Really nice. Belly cut, again, like my other one, that's the hardtail, but not this model, just I think it's a 245, something like that. And no coil splitting and tapping. If I haven't already said that, I'm going to say it again. Vintage tune is on here. And a real sweet guitar. Now, the best part of this guitar, and the thing that I love the most, probably is the neck. I think this is the best neck I've ever had on any guitar in my entire life. So they say it's a thin fat, but what they should say is thin wide. This is wider than your standard neck on any guitar, whether it be a Gibson, a Fender, Epiphone, Squier, And what I like about it is that it gives me more gap between the strings, because I got these big fat arthritic fingers, and I could play my chords without my fingers bleeding into the other string and causing that buzzing sound, because I'm muting it. I'm kind of like, now I want to do it, and it's not going to do like that kind of thing. So that it's wide enough, but not super wide, just perfect, so I could play my chords up here, and it's super thin. It's just as thin as my 2 Agiles that have neck through set bodies, one with the Floyd and one that's a hardtail. It's just as thin. I haven't had an Ibanez Wizard neck guitar in a very long time, a couple of years, but I had the S and I had the RG, and this is just as thin and sweeter, because again, like I said, I could play chords like that and my fingers aren't buzzing off the other strings that they shouldn't be touching. So yeah, real sweet guitar. So the one thing I said, I just changed the sweep on here. It was very close to being in tune to an E. And again, these feel like 10s. And the reason why I could bend them a little bit easier is because, again, it's got a tremolo system. So as you're bending it, the tremolo system is giving you that extra flexibility. But these definitely feel like 10s. So, I could tell right off the bat that this is going to be a keeper. So I'm not even going to give it a 2-week spaghetti test. I'm just going to, work on it over the weekend and clean and polish and oil the fingerboard and put 9 gauge on here, 9 to 46 pure nickel wound. Here's a challenge for Cal B, if you choose to accept it. CE 03299. So that is the serial number. Because he's really good at telling me the year and sometimes the month and the model. So yes, I've seen the Tremonti style guitars. This is what I went to Tampa Guitar Center to grab this one. Oh, that's what let me rewind that. I wound up bringing this one home because I went there to look at one of these in tobacco brown, but like I had said in previous videos, it was missing in the toggle, the tremolo, and it had like, they drilled holes and put mini toggles and put caps in it. It had some issues, so I wound up seeing that, playing it, and bringing it home, and I love that guitar. If I have a preference between Tiger Maple and quilted, I would pick quilted any day of the week. I don't know why, I just love a quilted maple top. So I'm bouncing all over the place. This came with these stupid strap locks on here. You know, these things from the 80s that you screw into the body and then you clip the strap on. So if you want to do a Yngwie Malmsteen helicopter thing and swing the guitar around you, that's the one thing that I didn't care for. So I had to go through my bag of tricks, my box of cables and spare parts, to find button ends for the straps. So I found these nice wide ones that are gold, but the it doesn't have gold hardware on it. So I went with these polished nickel, it looks like, and they're working pretty good. They had little felt things on the end, so they worked out. Those are the only two things I had to do: slightly tune it up, bring down the bridge pickup, set this on the sweep, and put buttons on here. Other than that, it was sweet. Let me just show you real fast. Yeah, I just knocked over my whole pedal board. It came with this sweet hard shell tweed case. So I'm just hitting everything today. I'm wrecking it. Wreck It Ralph. Yeah, so it came with that case. And what had happened is I saw a couple of them, and they had the vintage Tiger Maple. It was like an orange, almost like the color of my Bad Cat LP that had the stainless steel frets, or titanium frets, I think it was. And I saw those, and one was in Naples, Florida, a couple hours from me, like 2 hours away, just about 2-3 hours. And when I called up about that one, it didn't come with the original gig bag, and they didn't even have the arm for it. When I asked the guy, can you see if you have an arm to fit? The guy had such an attitude on the phone and put me on hold for so long, I hung up. Then I saw another one in Manhattan that looked identical, and I called there, and I'm not kidding you, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but 3 days later, after getting the brush off and the attitudes with the guys up there in New York, after the third day, I called up the manager. I just said, can I speak to the manager? I told him what was going on. He apologized profusely. He says, let me look into it, put me on hold for 10 minutes, came back and said, that's on hold. Someone put it on layaway. So at least I got a direct answer. And I was like, okay, good. I didn't really like that kind. I know I don't want the charcoal burst because I don't care for that. That's why I'm selling my Agile that's got the Floyd, because I just don't like them. That's just me. And I saw these, the ones with the quilted maple cherry burst, on Reverb and eBay. And they wanted like $800 to $1,100. And I'm like, that's insane. So I said to myself, just hold off, no rush. And I looked on Monday, nothing. I looked on Tuesday, boom, this thing popped up. called the store immediately and get this. It sounded like a kid, this young cat named Eric, and I asked him, about the guitar. He grabbed it. He looked in the back. He said, "Yeah, it comes with a hard shell case." He didn't say it was a tweed case with the arm and all the tools and stuff inside. I'm like, sweet, sold. And that was on Tuesday, and today is Friday. What is it, the 31st? And it came in today. I was waiting all day for UPS to get here, and it finally came in. And it plays and sounds amazing. And again, all I had to really do was put the button ends for the straps instead of these stupid things here, And nothing else really other than, and the springs, it's 4 springs on here, and I'm pretty good with the springs being on there. I never had 4 springs on a tremolo before. I might just take the plate off and then put the 3, 1, 2, 3, and eliminate one. I might have to reset the bridge, but I'll play this for a couple of days before I decide to restring it, because this is going to be a keeper. And decide if that's not, because with my shoulder I can't use it that well, so we'll see what happens. But so I don't know what year this is. I've seen these with the Tremonti name on the headstock, and then I've seen them on the truss rod cover saying Tremonti. So I don't know. Couldn't really tell you much more than what I'm seeing in front of me. And again, this has to be rosewood, but it kind of looks like it could be ebony. Although I highly doubt they will put ebony on these guitars. Maple neck, solid mahogany body, no pieces here. Shielded covers, shielded cavities, hand soldered. These things sell for like $850 brand new, and I think they're worth it compared to Epiphone, which you would get from Epiphone. You're paying for the PRS on the headstock, let's face it, because you could probably get an IYV that looks just as good, plays just as good. I have one, or Agile, but sweet guitar. I'm glad I got it. I love it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And you can see how easy it is to get down to these.